From the warm waters of the Strait of Udio rises the great bridge city of Matroda, a shining beacon of art and enlightenment, the jewel of civilization in Somatia. Yet there is much to learn about the lands beyond the Matrodan Empire, beyond the protection and wisdom of the Coal Empress, about the so-called barbarians who grace her fighting pits with their blood. For the All-Mother Kelida carved a world vast beyond mortal comprehension, and we've only mapped but a fragment of it. For every time we've ventured close to the edge, we were met with endless oceans of sand and sea, and tales of the mighty empires beyond. Let us begin in Lestinia, the heart of ecclesiastical influence in the north, estranged from Matrodan religious doctrine following the schism of their twin empires. The Suprema Respects in Coleste claims divine authority over the realms of the Bay Delica. Since the days of the Lestinian Empire, they have been intent on spreading worship of their pantheon to the northern realms, eradicating or assimilating local beliefs, as they have done in the realm of the Flaming Lion, the kingdom of Akkardi. Throughout its fertile plains and valleys, devout Nihilites look to curry the favor of the fire god Gale through acts of bravery and chivalry. Yet spurred by rumors of yet another heretical uprising brewing in its woods, the Lestinian Church has been tightening its hold on the region. Mandated by the Suprema Respects, the Grand Master of the Knights of Coruscation, Antoine de Brazac, is overseeing a ruthless inquisition, fanning the flames of religious unrest dating back to the anointing of King Akkar I into the Lestinian Church. To the south, the Scythian nomads are raiding ever closer to the Valley of Cinders, extorting the cities of Thermopylae and Estebayad. Rumors of an alliance between Kagatun Altan Sarnai and the cities of the Jassari Sands have put both King Emeric of Akkardi and the Coal Empress, Hadriana XI, ill at ease. In the north, after 18 years of shaky peace, Edgif of Dalvek, the Night Feather Queen, is said to still be intent on reclaiming the Duchy of Reims, her supposed birthright as the heir to the last Briar Empress through the female line. Her renewed alliance with the Word Queen of Sverheim might give her the means to succeed, but their rumored practice of Fey Sang, the arcane rites of winds and woods, might draw the ire of the Lestinian faithful. Across the Boreatic Sea rises Segloy, the Isle of Sails, a realm of peerless shipwrights, sailors and pirates. By the grace of their sailor god Siglif, the celestial navigator, their vessels have ventured as far east as the Ebonwood, and perhaps beyond. Little is known with certainty about the fabled Alfreich, the home of elves and fae in children's stories, but beneath its frozen canopies of white adlers, it is said proud and graceful folks chant archaic, bewitching melodies. Local myths tell us the lands of elves and giants, Alfreich and Gaurbarth, were once connected, theatre to ceaseless bloodshed that would only end when the great smith Evander shattered the land against the peaks of the Worldbuilding. While the veracity of such tales is doubtful, there is no doubt the guilds and mines of the Worldbuilding are home to the greatest, yet perhaps shortest, smiths and artisans north of the Valley of Cinders. Their weaponry has turned the tide of countless wars, and for the past 2 millennia, cross-border trade has been crucial to Clyden and Ida's resilience to southern conquest. The harsh and cruel highlands of Clyden are ruled by around a dozen mighty clans. Considered godless barbarians by their enemies, they openly practice rites of Fey Sang and Gaur Hoil, leaving rich offerings for the giants fabled to inhabit their mountains. But where the sword fails, diplomacy can sometime prevail. like in the princedom of Ida, where the marriage of Prince Alel with the daughter of the pious King Amator of Sueron has brought the Lestinian faith to this once pagan realm. Southward lie the rolling plains of Vietoria, once the northernmost reaches of the Lestinian Empire, now a bulwark against the Clydish heathens, named after the Viatorian legions, towering horse archers from the Sicilian steppes who were deployed there before permanently settling the region 8 centuries ago. Across the Strait of Ashlyn lies the earldom of Osfla, the insular realm of the two-headed deer, one of a doe, one of a stag, shrouded in myths. Entire legions have vanished in its beguiling woods. Only fools would venture into the red swamps and tigers of the Gwaedwern without a guide. Under its crimson canopies, the wetland is said to be sodden by the blood of men and giants. Legends say Clefgwyth, the storm king of the giants, once defied the gods themselves. From the peak of the Arlianban mountain in Gaurbarth, he called a great storm to flood the earth, until the Gwydling demigod Gidvald beheaded him with the sword Vorndith, forged from starlight by the dwarves of the Worldbuilding. Hope you enjoyed this intro to the World of Somatia, which started off as a little homebrew D&D setting, but has grown quite a bit in the past 5 years. It's taken me ages to put together part 1, but there is a lot more lore and art left to explore. I make fantasy maps and miniatures, and I'm currently working on my first 3D printable collection, based around the ancestral struggle over the Duchy of Rons and the mysterious haunted woodlands on the border of Arkady and Delvec, once ruled by the legendary Briar Empress. It's a fun opportunity to design and sculpt some ancient, fae-themed knights, paladins, princesses, and their spooky, reanimated skeletons puppeteered by enchanted vines. Aiming to launch a Kickstarter with a full party of both living and undead minis later this year. So if that sounds interesting, keep an eye out for that. Cheers.